Hello everyone, it's thomasjujube, and before we get into anything related to Super Sentai, like the title of this video says, I first want to thank you guys for 2,000 subscribers. I personally never believed that I would even reach 1,000 subscribers, and now I'm sitting here with twice that amount in a little over a few months. It really means a lot to me that many people love watching my content enough that they hit that subscribe button to stay tuned to all the stuff I upload. To thank you guys, one of the things I am doing to celebrate will be a hashtag Jujube2000 Q&A. So please be sure to include that in any questions that you would like to ask me and see me answer in an upcoming video. However, be on the lookout for any other events that I may be doing to celebrate as well. So once again, thank you guys so much for 2,000. It really means a lot to me. Just thank you guys so much. So, alright, now let's get into some Super Sentai. With the recent debut of Ryusoulger, I had finally gotten around to watching the episodes of the Super Sentai Saikyo battle that was done to commemorate the Heisei Era, and maybe because of lowering interest in Sentai, but Toei wasn't going to tell us that, of course. After I saw the special, I immediately jumped on the dinosaur train and watched the premiere of Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Today, I'm going to be giving my review of both of the special Sentai events, starting off with the Saikyo battle because, of course, it came first. Alright, so I have to say that, honestly, the Saikyo battle was really cool. I think it was probably one of the coolest things in Sentai, just kind of the big battle royale thing. Just the idea itself was pretty cool, but I think the execution was the best part. It could have honestly just been some dumb 4-part special with just the different teams fighting, kind of like Cho Superhero Taisen, but they didn't do that, and they actually gave it a story, and I think that is what makes this special so special. The choices of characters I think was a bit interesting. I guess it was a bit of a weird choice. I guess they were poking fun at themselves, aren't they? I think I'll just jump right into it with my biggest positive. I was gonna save this, but my biggest positive with this special, I guess you could call it a movie maybe, is Geizorg. Geizorg, just, he's not even a character, but just this idea of Geizorg, just introducing this new character that has a unique twist with him, being like a body snatcher. This unique twist to a character, a new character, is I think what makes the Saikyo battle so unique, and it's what made it so good, honestly. We have this crazy new entity that kind of sets this whole thing on its head, and it's what makes it kind of what drives all the heroes in this, just to find a way to defeat Geizorg, because he's obviously like really not supposed to be there. So I think that was pretty cool. But of course, you know, the Geizorg isn't the only good thing about the Saikyo battle. I think another great thing is the characters in this. I think we really did a great job with all of these characters, or reintroducing them. They've all, of course, gone through pretty much all of their own arcs and all their own stories, because they all each come from a previous Sentai team. But I like that we each kind of give them a moment to shine. We have Takaharu trying to not impress, that sounds really bad. We have Takaharu trying to make Marvelous cheer up, I guess. We have Marvelous trying to get Geizorg, but he kind of learns to lighten up with these other characters. We got Stinger, who just comes here for a mission, but he also then tries to help out Rita, who I will get into later. Then we have, I don't even remember Tokyo 5's name. She I guess we'll get into some negatives here. She didn't really do anything except for that last, the third episode. But I can't remember her name, but she was great in this too, when she had that great moment in the third episode as well. And then I also quite like Yamato as Geo Eagle. I think, it was great. His wish specifically had like the most impact, and you definitely wanted to see him get his wish. And I think he would kind of get it come true. After this, we don't really get fully 100% like, yep, Yamato got his wish, but we can assume he did. And also, the character, a side character, or we had a couple side characters, Sentai characters, of course, that just functioned as side characters. I think Doggy Kruger is his name in Deca Ranger as well. We got him. My favorite part about that was that I've never really liked the Sentai version of the suit, So he's just like a giant stuffed animal to me, and it was kind of funny. So I think I should watch Deca Ranger just to get more of the giant stuffed animal Doggy Kruger. Anyway, we also got what was the name? Keiichiro, Patron Ichigo. He had like a small cameo of sorts in the first episode, and I kind of like that. Like, we had everyone go like, oh, there's the new guy. That was honestly just kind of funny, and it was kind of cool to see Keiichiro and Yamato kind of talk out that one battle instead of fighting. And then Keiichiro's like, you know what, I'll let you get your wish, since my wish is kind of, you know, I can still achieve my wish without winning this battle, but you can't. So that was pretty nice. So I think that the characters in this are one of the great parts of this as well. They each kind of went through a little arc, and they all kind of learned something by the end of it, which is something that not all characters do in their own 40 episode show. Hint hint, Stinger in Q, not Stinger specifically, but Stinger's show, Q Ranger. Now we'll just get into some negatives. I don't really have too many negatives. Any negatives I do have with the Saikyo battle are just me nitpicking, honestly, because I thought it was pretty amazing. I thought it was pretty well done. So I think that the Geizorg, I still don't really know how to pronounce his name. Well, I think he's one of my nitpicks, or one of my problems with this, along with being my favorite thing. And it's just that, you know, his armor isn't specifically like explained. Like, we don't really see how he transfers the armor to other people, how, you know, how he attaches himself to them. We kind of see that Captain Marvelous is like able to put on the helmet, and he's like Geizorg for a little bit, but he doesn't get the armor for some reason. But then we see Rita is able to just call the armor to her for some reason. Now, of course, they never really explained how the Geizorg armor works, so these nitpicks are just me being like, you never explained this, so I'm going to bring a reason to complain about it. So yeah, I can't really complain too much since they never explained how the Geizorg armor works. Speaking of Rita calling on the Geizorg armor, while I think Rita was great in this, she's a Power Rangers reference very clearly. Apparently, this planet Nemesis and the villain at the end, that is definitely references, they are references to G-Ranger, and G-Ranger was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and since Rita in this is apparently a descendant of the villain of G-Ranger, our Rita Repulsa, this character is named Rita. So no, that is pretty cool. I quite like my Power Rangers references in Super Sentai and my Super Sentai references in Power Rangers. So that's cool. But I will say one of the things about Rita that's a little weird is just the way the stones, I forgot what they're specifically called, but the Power Stones, get it because it's purple and they're purple Power Stones in the Marvel movies. The Power Stones are just like the explanation for why she can't get them is so flimsy, like, oh, they're too powerful, so I had to call the Sentai warriors to get them for me. Yay. I was thinking, like, really, that is clear, or that's just like, really, why? Like, maybe if it was locked and it could only be acquired by the Sentai warriors fighting, or there's so many of them that they can only get it, or like she needs an army of people to get it, such as, you know, a team of Super Sentai people. That was weird. A team of Sentai Rangers. So I don't know, maybe if they had a better explanation. Again, just nitpicking. Last nitpick is just that the Rangers, just the idea of the Rangers showing up is cool, but I think that it seems, again, kind of flimsy. Like, all the Super Sentai warriors seem very willing to just fight each other for their own wishes, which also seems kind of selfish. So I'm not sure, like from my perspective, if this was Power Rangers, like just this whole thing done in the Power Rangers universe, everyone would be like, no one would want to fight each other, I guess, just because, again, that's not like what a Power Ranger does, fight other Power Rangers. So it seems kind of strange. All the Super Sentai warriors are very willing to just go to war with each other, essentially, just for a wish. So that seemed a bit strange to me. But speaking of Power Rangers, relating this to Power Rangers, I think that just this special, to wrap this up, this special is a great example of what Beyond the Grid should have been in the Power Rangers Boom Studios comics. If you haven't been reading the comics, Beyond the Grid is about a misfit team of Power Rangers that has come together and have to learn about each other and figure out stuff, learn about each other, and try to figure out where they are and learn more about the mysterious Solar Ranger in this new universe, which sounds very similar to the plot of the Super Sentai Saikyo battle. This is not a knock to either of these specials or comics, but I just want to point out that the Saikyo battle takes this in just 4 weeks. It does this idea so much better than Beyond the Grid. So Beyond the Grid probably should, or obviously they couldn't have taken notes, but if Beyond the Grid tried to do more stuff like this, what the Saikyo battle did, where we learn more about these characters interacting with each other, trying to accept the enemy pink/purple villain, then I think that could have worked. This whole thing, for Beyond the Grid at least, could have worked out better. But I think that the Super Sentai Saikyo battle was awesome, and I definitely enjoyed it. So, one thing I did not mention are the Ryusoulger cameos, because now I'm going to get into talking about the Ryusoulger premiere episode. And honestly, I can sum up this episode in one word for me, which is that different. It's probably one of the most unique Super Sentai or Power Rangers premieres ever. Like, a normal Power Rangers premiere where they get their powers throughout the whole thing, morph into Rangers at the end, that is done in like the first 30 seconds of Ryusoulger. Like, they turn into Ryusoulgers, the 3 main characters, Ko, Asuna, and Melt. They all become Ryusoulgers in the first like 30 seconds of the show. So this show definitely, like, it's definitely very different from Kyryuger. So I think that's probably my favorite part, just how it's so different it is. I really like that, like, again, it's just so different from any origin. Like, the halfway point of it, where we have the Masters and the Ryusoulgers trying to stop the Drudons, that kind of feels like final battle stuff, where like the monsters get access to the Rangers' abilities to morph, and they shut that down and they lose their abilities to morph. Like, that is very like Power Rangers finale-esque stuff, and this is done in the premiere episode. Obviously it can't happen anymore because of what we learned by the end, but still, it's something I just wanted to point out. I also like willing the Rangers are to go along with this. I guess not willing, the right word is like how accepting they are. Like, again, in a normal premiere of any kind, we'd get like Rangers like, wow, what's going on? What's this? We do get that with Kishiryu-oh, but like the Rangers transform a bunch of times in this episode, just like it's second nature. And then they also summon their armor. I'm not sure what it's specifically called, but they get the armor on them again like it's second nature. Like, they've been doing this for a long time, when we've only seen them been doing this for like 10 minutes. So again, that's very cool, very different, very unique. That's kind of where my problems get into it, where we see them do this so second nature like. It means they probably would have gotten some training from these masters. So I kind of wish that maybe like the first half of this episode was them training with these masters, or some flashbacks of some kind, and then they become Ryusoulgers like halfway through, and then we kind of get the whole Drudon attack and stuff. So that would have been cool. I kind of feel like the relationship with the Masters and the Ryusoulgers wasn't very fleshed out, but I will give them credit. This is something they could elaborate on in the next episodes. This is only the first episode, so this is something I can't really critique just this first episode for. But I will say, regarding the Masters, they had some brutal deaths, so obviously they are willing to kill off their characters. So, you know, the series has balls. And my last nitpick, again, these are all really nitpicks. I don't really have any large complaints. Is just that the beginning felt a bit odd. We have them introduced as Ryusoulgers, and then we have like a battle, and then we have Ui, the YouTuber, go figure, and she's in a forest, again, go figure. And then she's attacked by the Drudon tribe, and then all of a sudden, bam, our Ryusoulgers are there. And then all of a sudden intro, and then all of a sudden bam, like it felt very fast, but it felt rushed. It didn't felt like evenly paced. But speaking of the intro, again, last thing, say what you want about the intro, but I will say like that first 10 seconds, I think, where we have like those neon light effects with the Ryusoulgers, That's probably the best thing that a Sentai intro's ever had. So those are my thoughts on the Super Sentai Saikyo battle and the premiere episode of Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Please let me know your own thoughts on both of these premieres and finales, I guess, down in the comment section, on my Discord server, or on Twitter, and let me know if you look forward to Ryusoulger and what you hope Ryusoulger will do in its future episodes. And for more Super Sentai videos, please consider hitting that big fat subscribe button for more videos, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching.
Kaboom!